Dear students, today we are going to see an example of a vector space. You already know what a matrix is. In fact, you know what order of a matrix is. Suppose let us talk about a matrix of order 2 by 2. So it will have 2 rows, 2 columns. Or if we talk about matrix of order 2 by 3, then it will have 2 rows and 3 columns. So in today's class, we are going to show that set of m by n matrices is a vector space over R. So what does it mean? Let us begin. So what do you mean by set of 2 by 2 matrices? So it will be set of the form A, B, C, D such that A, B, C, D belongs to R. Now what do you mean by set of 2 by 3 matrices? So set of 2 by 3 matrices will be A, B, C, D, E, F such that all this up to F belongs to what? R. The another important thing to note is here we are considering matrices with real entries, which I have mentioned here. Yes, with real entries. What do you mean by real entries? The entries of the matrices are nothing but what? Real numbers. Now you will say what exactly does it mean? I mean whatever 2 by 2 matrices you know with real entries, you just simply put it in this set and that's it, and this set will become a vector space. So this ABCD has infinitely many choices. You can choose any value of A, for that matter pi, E, 101, 1 lakh, anything. Similarly for B, C and D, and the same is possible over here as well. We can show that this is also a vector space over R, but note that over here it is a collection of matrices of order 2 by 3. So all these are vector spaces. So therefore in general we are going to show that set of m by n matrices with real entries is a vector space over R. Now as you can see, writing this 2 by 3 matrix is very easy, but how to write a matrix of order m by n, right? So therefore this is a notation used where this I stands for counting rows and J stands for counting column. So actually I and J varies from what? So I stands for row, since it is a collection of m by n matrices. So I varies from 1 to m, and over here J varies from 1 to n, and this is a notation used for that. I mean if you write in a proper notation that we are familiar with, this matrix will look like this: A11, A12, this will be continued up to A1n, then A21 and so on, and at last the mth row, that is AM1, and continued up to AMN. So writing this is just a tedious job, so this notation has been used. So now in order to prove that this set is a vector space, we will need addition and scalar multiplication, which is already given to us in the question. If it is not given, then we need to define it, right? But it is already given, so it is well and good. So how is the addition defined? So it is defined component wise. Component wise in the sense, whatever matrix addition you have learned before, the same matrix addition has been used here. So you can see this is the another matrix. The notation used is Bij, and how they are added? Simply Aij plus Bij. I mean suppose you are having matrix of order 2 by 2 somewhat like this, another matrix may be like this, and how we have added them? Simply you can say component wise or entries wise. So this will be 0, 2 plus 2 will be 4, and 3 plus 0 will be 3, and so on, right? And now the question is, how is scalar multiplication defined? In the similar way as you have already used in your previous classes. So suppose this is our matrix 1, 2, 3, 4. So what will be 5 multiplied by this? So you are going to multiply this 5 to each and every entry. So that is exactly written here. This is your scalar alpha. This is a matrix, and so therefore this is equal to what? The scalar has been multiplied to each and every element of the matrix. Now take a note that whatever definitions of addition and scalar multiplication is there, they can be used in both ways, as we have seen in the last example. Sometimes we may use it in this direction, sometimes in this direction as well, I mean in the reverse way, yeah, right. So now in order to prove that this set is a vector space, we have already seen the definition of vector space, and if you recall it properly, we need 3 elements of vector space, in fact 3 elements of the set which we have to show a vector space, and we will need 2 scalars, we will call them as alpha and beta. So let us begin then. So I will say let me use some notations. Capital A, that is equal to Aij, capital B, which is equal to Bij, and we will need one more matrix, let us say C, which is equal to Cij, belonging to this our set which we have to show vector space, and alphas and beta, they are scalars, they are taken from set of real numbers, be any elements. Now we will begin with the first property, and if you recall, the first property is nothing but what? To show A plus B is equal to B plus A. So over there in the definition of the vector space, U and V are the notations used, but here we are using the notations A, B and C. So I will consider LHS, so I will say consider LHS, so that is nothing but A plus B, simply put the values of A and B, so it will be Aij plus Bij, which is further equal to, now how is the matrix addition defined? Just we need to go back a bit, and here you can see that this is how it is defined, so we can use it. So this is equal to Aij plus Bij. Now once it is defined, how to proceed further? So actually we have to show that it is equal to B plus A. Now note that this Aij and Bij are nothing but real numbers, and we already know a property of real numbers which we have already discussed in the previous example as well. That is nothing but what? If we are having any two real numbers, let us say x and y, so x plus y can be always written as y plus x. So the similar property can be used. Therefore this is equal to Bij plus Aij. Now again using the definition of matrix addition, but I have told you it can be used in both ways. So therefore this is equal to Bij plus the matrix Aij, and this is exactly equal to what? B plus A, and that is what we wanted to prove, and that is our RHS. So first property has been proved. Now we will move towards the second property, and in second property we have to show that this matrix addition is associative, in the sense A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. So again I will consider LHS, so I will say consider LHS. So my LHS is nothing but this, putting the values of A, B, C, so Aij plus Bij plus Cij, which is equal to, now this, as I explained you before, whenever we are having 3 terms, and out of 3 terms suppose we have to add 2 terms, then that depends on the brackets given. So over here brackets are for the first 2 terms, so that is exactly we are going to do. So we will add that first. So by using definition, this is Aij plus Bij, and this is plus Cij, right? Remember this is small c, yeah. And again using the definition of matrix addition, it will be Aij plus Bij plus Cij, and this is nothing but our LHS. Now same thing can be done for RHS as well, and that I leave it to you, that is homework. So this I leave it to you. It can be shown that the value of this is also this matrix Aij plus Bij plus Cij. Now we will jump towards the third property. Now just recall, what is the third property saying? The third property is saying that there should exist 0 belonging to V such that u plus 0 should be equal to u for all u belonging to the vector space V. So there exists means what? We have to find. So this set is nothing but a collection of matrices, and the orders of the matrices is nothing but m by n. So in order to understand the 0 vector from this set, let us take a particular case. Let us restrict ourselves to a set of 2 by 2 matrices, because we are very familiar with that set, right? So if I take this collection of 2 by 2 matrices, obviously this ABCD are real entries. So just think of that suppose I have let us say random matrix. I will use the same notation ABCD. So after adding which matrix, you are going to get the same matrix back, and that is nothing but a 0 matrix. You can easily guess it. It should be a 0 matrix in fact. So you cannot put any other matrix over here which will satisfy this property. Now take one more note that whenever I say collection of 2 by 2 matrices, the set contains 2 by 2 matrices only. We cannot choose one matrix of order 2 by 2 here and another matrix of order, let us say 3 by 3. That is not possible, because set is containing matrices of same order. This is the thing to note. Why I am telling you this? Because matrix addition exists when two matrices are of same order. Now over here we are writing this Aij plus Bij is equal to this. So actually this is a matrix addition. So this is possible because these both matrices are of same order, and the order in this case is m by n. Now since you have understood the 0 element for this 2 by 2 matrices, definitely you can guess it for our given set, that is nothing but collection of m by n matrices, and that is also going to be a 0 matrix. But what will be order of that? And order of that is going to be, it will be a 0 matrix of order m by n. This is the important thing to understand. So now I will directly write down, and I will give some notation to it, maybe 0 ij. So I will say there exist, let us call it as 0 bar, which is equal to 0 ij belonging to this set, such that this 0 bar plus a, which will be equal to 0 ij, and a is nothing but aij, which is equal to 0 ij. This is how the addition is defined, right? Aij, but 0 ij, you know the entries are 0 only, and this will be equal to aij, and that is nothing but our matrix A. Thus we are able to find a vector 0 bar such that a plus 0 bar is equal to a, or you can say 0 bar plus a is equal to a. It is one and the same, because according to first property, a plus b is equal to what? B plus a. Now moving towards the next property, that is nothing but existence of inverse. Again, in order to understand it, we should take the help of our familiar set, that is nothing but the set of 2 by 2 matrices. Now let me choose one matrix, let us say 1 2 3 4 from that set. So what I want is, in the existence of inverse property, after adding which matrix to this one, we will get a 0 matrix. That is a question, because according to the fourth property, for each u belonging to V, we should be able to find minus u belonging to V such that u plus minus u should be equal to that 0 vector. But for 2 by 2 matrices, this is our 0 vector, right? So can you guess which matrix should I put here? You are absolutely right, it should be this matrix, and this is the only matrix, right, for which this will be satisfied. And in general, if I talk, let us say if I have ABCD, then what will be the additive inverse of this matrix? And This also can be easily guessed. It will be minus a, minus b, minus c and minus d. And if I call it as some a, one can easily see that this is nothing but minus a. So let us follow these notations. Okay, so the same thing is going to be true for set of m by n matrices as well. So I will say here A is equal to Aij belonging to this set. There exists minus A, which is nothing but minus of Aij, which will also belong here. This is important, right? Such that this A plus minus A will be equal to our 0 vector. We are calling it as 0 bar. Okay, thus inverse of each element exists in set of m by n matrices with real entries. Now we will move towards fifth property. Now from this property onwards, the properties of scalar multiplication starts. Yeah, so fifth property, to show alpha inside the bracket a plus b is equal to alpha a plus alpha b. Now I will start with LHS over here. So I will say consider LHS, that is alpha of a plus b, which will be equal to alpha, put the values of a and b, that is Aij plus Bij, and we know that the addition of matrices is defined in this way. Now there is no need of writing these brackets. Yes, so this is equal to. Now how to proceed ahead? So you can see that a scalar is involved and a matrix is involved. So definitely the definition of scalar multiplication will be used here. So we can multiply this alpha inside. So if we do it, then this will be alpha Aij plus alpha Bij. Now what to do ahead? So if you observe properly, what we have to prove, this is equal to alpha A plus alpha B. So this is the addition of two matrices, you can easily see. Now we have to separate them. So this can be written as alpha Aij plus alpha Bij. The definition of addition of matrices is used. Now this alpha can be pulled out. So alpha Aij plus alpha Bij, and this is nothing but our right hand side, and that is exactly we wanted to prove. Now we will move towards sixth property. So in sixth property we have to show that this alpha plus beta A is equal to alpha A plus beta A. Am I right? So if you recall the sixth property, let me show you what is our sixth property. Our sixth property is nothing but this, that is alpha plus beta u is equal to alpha u plus beta u. So we are just putting in fact we are replacing u by our matrix A. That is the only difference, right? So over here as well I will start with LHS. So I will say consider LHS, that is alpha plus beta A will be equal to. Now you will say that the bracket is given to this, so we should add them. You are definitely right, but there is we don't have any values of alpha and beta, right? So no point in saying that how to add it and how to go ahead. So the important thing is just putting the value of A there. So this is equal to alpha plus beta, and value of A is nothing but Aij, which is equal to. Now in fact this alpha plus beta is nothing but one scalar. So my point is, if you are having two real numbers and if you add them, let us say 5 and 10, so after adding that you will get a 15, and that is also a real number, right? So in similar way, this is a real number now, I mean it is a scalar, and you are having a matrix here. So over here we are supposed to use the definition of scalar multiplication you might have understood, and after using that we will get alpha plus beta, and inside we will have aij. So these brackets are this one indicating a matrix, and this bracket is of alpha plus beta. I hope you are getting it. If you are getting confused, instead of going for this, I will go for this. Yeah, therefore I prefer rectangular brackets rather than square brackets. Okay, yeah, and this is equal to that aij can be taken inside, so it will be alpha aij plus beta aij, which is further equal to, now you can see that again it is the addition of two matrices, so simply we can separate them. So this is equal to alpha aij plus beta aij, and you can take that alpha and beta out, so alpha aij plus beta aij, and this is nothing but alpha a plus beta a, and that is nothing but our RHS, right? So now seventh property, that is nothing but, so in the seventh property what we have to show this alpha beta a is equal to alpha times beta I. So again we have to do the same thing again and again. So the important thing is the definition of addition and scalar multiplication. So if you have understood that, then you can solve any number of examples. So I will start with LHS again, alpha beta a. So put the value of a over here, that is nothing but aij. Again it is a scalar multiplication, so put this scalar inside, so it will be this alpha beta and aij, which is equal to, now as explained before, actually this alpha beta and aij all are real numbers. So what we can do is we can simply change the bracket. So it is like this, 1 2 3, so 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. So multiplying 1 2 first or multiplying 2 3 first, instead of saying 1, let us go for some another number, 5 and 5. So multiplying 5 2 first or 2 3 first, we are going to get the same result. So in that way, so just I will change the brackets, beta aij, and which is equal to, so here is the most confusing part in this property, that how to proceed ahead. Now you can see that alpha is over here, and if you recall the scalar multiplication, this is nothing but alpha aij is equal to alpha times aij. So this property can be used in reverse way. I mean, suppose we are having some scalar multiplied by entry of the matrix, then that alpha can be pulled out, right? So that similar logic I am going to use here. So I am going to just pull out this alpha outside, so inside you will be left with a matrix that is nothing but beta aij. Now I am going to give it a bracket over here. The reason is because we have to prove somewhat like this, right? So which is equal to, yeah, now again you can see that again a scalar and multiplied by a entry of a matrix. This is what we are going to consider it, because that is what we have to prove. So I will take that beta out, and inside you left with the matrix aij. So this is equal to alpha beta a, and that is nothing but our RHS. So 7 properties are done. Now we are left with last property, that is nothing but the 8th one. So in this property we have to show 1 multiplied by a is equal to a. So this is as well very straightforward. So again I will start with 1 dot a, which is equal to 1 dot, put the value of a as aij, which is equal to, using scalar multiplication it will be 1 multiplied by aij, but 1 multiplied by aij will be aij, because real number multiplied by 1 is again a real number, and that is nothing but a. And thus all the 8 properties have been proved successfully by us without any difficulty, and therefore we can say that this m by n, that is nothing but set of all m by n matrices with real entries, is a vector space over R. So that's all for today's lecture. So we'll stop here. Thank you. Have a good day ahead.